after this. Firstly, I wanted to say thank you guys for showing up a little bit earlier than our normal time. I'm just glad it worked out. All of these calls that we have lined up for June, we all need to be there, including our team calls. It's just so much growth for the month of June. So we have had so much momentum in this month of June so far with our team. Whether you have potential calls already on the calendar, whether you already had some potential calls, and even the connections that you guys have been making this month has been killer. So that's kind of been the theme of June, is join in June. So we're going to get into it tonight. Our special guest, she still wants to lead a call with us, but she's just going through some things with her family. So her and I were able to collab, and I just got some really good stuff for you guys tonight. So how to lead a three-way call. I'm going to be talking mostly about that. I'm not going to be talking about how to lead up to a three-way call. That could be a totally different topic. We've had some calls on that in the past. But this is going to be more when we're actually on the call itself. So first and foremost, we need to figure out who is our potential. Okay. Is it someone that watches all of our content? Is it someone that watches our reels already, our stories? Like, there's no question that they know what we're doing. And that kind of falls on you guys too. The idea that you're actually posting about your products and your business, right? Or else these people aren't knowing what you're doing. And maybe it's someone that actually has reached out to you, or has responded to one of your polls on the story, like, yes, I'm ready, or okay, girl, tell me more about this, I'm interested. If that is your potential, you need to get on the phone immediately. It's hot, they're ready, sign them up, no questions asked about it. However, if that's not the case, and this is someone you just met, or maybe you're connecting with them in the DMs, etc., trying to figure out some information about them, here's what we're going to do. We're going to send them a potential call recording. So let's say you do get someone up to the point where you're getting them on a three-way call. Obviously, we don't present it like that from the jump. They don't know your upline is going to be on the call just yet. But we're going to send them an actual potential call recording. The great thing about this is that you can customize it to the potential. So you guys know when we're always making these announcements like, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so, they're going live. It's a potential call tonight. Save those lives. Some people do it through Zooms. And when we have the recording of the links, save those links in your notes and title it. Maybe it's a stay-at-home mom potential call. Maybe it's a full-time teacher and the other person does this potential call. Like, have those ready in your library, because when it comes to getting ready for this potential call, set that up in your calendar and say, okay, great, before we talk, I wanted to see if you had a minute to watch this quick call. I think you'll really like it. This way, they can come to you already having an understanding of what this three-way potential call is going to be all about. They might even have some questions already for you because they watched these videos that you're sending them. Okay, so just kind of understanding who your potential is, reading the room, reading the energy, getting that in the calendar, and seeing what potential call that you need to send to them. Now, when it comes down to the three-way call, I've done a few of these, and I'm going to be honest, I actually prefer them. I prefer FaceTime calls. Something about having face-to-face interaction, you can read the energy better. If FaceTime isn't an option, you can do video chat on like WhatsApp, Facebook, like there's different ways. If it's not an option at all, obviously we're going to do a regular phone call. But FaceTime, if possible, I've had so much success with FaceTimes. And success doesn't always mean signing them up on the spot. It just means having a really fun experience on this potential call. You can smile, you can laugh, you can look like you're authentic, like normal self. Like it's just a really good experience. Yes, having a great connection. So when we're on this potential call. It's you, it's the potential, and it's your upline. The most important part of this three-way call is actually going to be the introduction. Okay. And by introduction, we really gotta brush this up and sharpen this up a little bit, because an introduction isn't an awkward, oh, am I waiting for her to talk first? Or like, do I say, oh, this is like, let's say me, Tina, and Kelly, that's who I see right now. So me, Tina, and Kelly, like, let's say I'm the upline. Kelly wants to introduce me to Tina. So Kelly's gonna get on and she's not gonna say, hey Tina, so this is Courtney. Oh, my cue to talk. Oh, okay. Hi. Yes, Kelly's right. My name is Courtney. Awkward. So we need to have this introduction already set, who they are and what's in it for them. So sometimes it's good to call your, whoever you're doing the upline call with, call them like 5 minutes ahead of time and just kind of fill each other in on who this person is, what you found to be the reason this business is going to work well with them or benefit them. And be confident in that part of your introduction. It helps eliminate any confusion, like what this call is even supposed to be about. So something maybe Kelly would say is, hey Courtney, this is my friend Tina. I knew her in high school. She's actually a mom. She watched the call already and she's just so excited for the time freedom, and making an extra stream of income while being home with her kiddos. I just think she would absolutely crush this. Oh, okay, perfect. That sets it up for so much success. I already have so much information that I don't need to spend 10 to 15, maybe even 20 minutes figuring out about them, having them say this, right? It's already to the point. We know what we're on this call about. So then Kelly would introduce me, and Tina, this is my girl Courtney. She's been doing the business for almost 3 years. She's so amazing. She's helped so many women. She's helped so many moms establish a full-time income so they're able to stay at home with their babies. So kind of reciprocating, one, you're telling me what this girl wants in the business, and two, you're telling them that I am someone that is able to relate and help them with that problem. So right off the jump through this introduction, this potential Tina, she's like, oh shoot, like, okay, like this girl can really help me out. Okay, I'm listening. So it's awkward if we have to do this by ourselves and then go through like a whole process of figuring out, who she is and what's in it for her, like I said. And how many potential calls have we all been on where it's taken about 45 minutes to an hour? This introduction is going to eliminate so much time, and it's just going to have so much more intention on the phone call. So basically your job as the person getting your upline and your potential on the call, your job is to connect us. Okay, think of it like that. Your job is to connect us and hype both of us up. Hype your potential up, hype your upline up. There's so much hype on the call. Now that is if you are the person connecting us. So let's say that you are let's say that you're the upline. Maybe you're having a phone call, a potential call with someone. Okay. So you're going to start with an icebreaker. So once that introduction is out of the way, let's get some icebreaker going, because we're not just going to immediately go in and pitch the business. Okay. That's kind of cringe. So start with an icebreaker, get the guard down a little bit. This is another reason why like video calls are so good. Relate to them, ask questions. Just the point is don't start pitching the biz right away. And this is another good reason why you and your upline should connect first, just so they kind of have an idea of maybe something that they can ask, or maybe something that, oh shoot, she wants to be a mom and make an income from home. I'm going to ask her, well, how many kiddos do you have? And talk about my daughter for a little bit, something that we can really relate on and get some tension out of the way, not have, sit up straight and this is a business call kind of thing. So just know, as the upline, you are in the lead. Okay, so let's say the person that you're talking to, they watched the video prior. So after you're done, shooting the shit for a little bit, breaking the ice a little bit, let's go into asking them, okay, so you did end up watching the call. Okay, great. So what were some questions that you had? If they did not, watch a potential call prior to this, something that I normally say is, well, I don't know how much you and Kelly might have already talked, or maybe what you see from Kelly's social media, but what questions do you have from the start for me? And I just like let that be the question that breaks away from small talk and brings us back into, okay, now we're really getting it going with the business. A big key to being the upline on the call, leading these calls. In order to have a good call, you have to be a good listener. And it's hard when you're on a potential call because you already have this script in your head, right? Like, we get paid 5 times a month. So I gotta make sure to mention that. We get trips, we get incentives. Like, you're waiting for an opportunity to just say these things. And sometimes, like, who knows, someone might say, yeah, I'm really interested in these products. Like, I love vegan skincare. Oh my gosh, that's so great. You're going to get paid 5 times a month. Like, okay, I'm not even worried about the money. I'm actually like just wanting to know about the products. So make sure you are actively listening to the potential. Good listeners have good calls. Delete the script out of your head. I'm kind of going off of notes. You guys know how I am. Okay. And then, yes, ask questions and just make sure you're listening and only focus on what they actually want to hear or what they care about. Okay. Instead of being so quick to answer, I learned this actually in my personal training job because we did a lot of training on sales. So when you ask them a question, actually wait, or when they ask you a question or vice versa, wait like 2 to 3 seconds. I know that might sound like, it might feel like a really long time in the moment, but just have a moment to actually digest, like you really heard what they said, and don't answer a question before they get the last word out because you're so used to hearing these questions all the time. Tell your story through objections. So people are going to have objections, and even through their questions, a big thing with anybody is we love to talk about ourselves. Like, that's like everyone's favorite thing to do. We love to talk, right? So if you can be a good listener and you give them the space to say what they want to say and talk and blah, 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 and you just keep asking questions, whether they sign up or not, they're going to get off that call like feeling like, dang, like, I really liked that. That was good energy. Those girls are awesome. I'd love to talk with them some more. It really wasn't even about you. What they liked is that they had an opportunity to talk and feel like they were heard. So if you can even leave that impression on them, that it's not about you, it is about them, they really will feel that. It'll show. So what I mean by tell your story through objections is, you don't really need, and again, I'm saying if you're the upline here, you don't really need this long, drawn out version of your story. If you have a story here, which we all do, there's different parts of our story, right? Which accumulate into a huge, long story. So it's really picking out the bits and pieces of your story that is relevant to either their objection or maybe even their question. Okay, so let's say we get through all of the objections. I don't want to go too deep into objections because, again, that's like a totally different call, a totally different practice. But let's say we're after the objections and it's actually like decision-making time. Okay, we're actually at the part where we're going to be talking about the products. You are the one guiding this. okay, as the upline on the call. You are actually guiding this. So the next step, this is something that, like a little verbiage that you guys can say, or that we can say. Okay, so the next step is actually just getting products for yourself to try out. Does that sound good? Transition to making it about getting products instead of about starting a business. When I heard this, my mind just like exploded, because here's why. Ain't no woman out here about to go ask their husband if they can buy some products like they do when they say, can I start this business? They don't think twice about this. We're just getting products for you to try, girl. Like, that's it. And it's so smart, and it's so true, because essentially you can't create this huge vision on this one phone call. They're going to get the vision once they have the products and they start trying it, and then they start hopping on calls, and then they're in our team chat looking at all the hype and looking at everyone's success. Like, that's when the vision's really going to build for them. You can't create that in one small potential call. So we're going to transition from talking about the business side of things. We already know what this is going to be in for them. Now let's talk about these products and treat it just like a VIP. So we're going to, so we have been sending screenshots to them, right, of the product packs. But what might be a more clever idea to do is sending them the actual link. So sending them the link so they can do it while you're on the phone walking them through it. Okay. So send them the link so they can see it, walk them through it. Don't say product packs. So this tip right here, I keep moving my phone because I'm reading my notes on my phone. Oops. Did the recording stop, Tina? Oh, I thought I heard it say stop. No. Okay. Sorry. So blah, blah, blah. Okay. So don't say product pack. So this tip actually falls into a lot of areas in our business, because this is business lingo. This is lingo only we know about. They don't know what a product pack is. They're like, what? I'm starting out with a product pack. What does that mean? So instead of saying like, don't say product pack, let's say more or less something like, let's just get you some products customized for you. So tell me about your hair, or tell me about your skin. Again, just kind of like you're leading a VIP. So pitch it like a VIP, give them two options, break down the products you recommend and what they're actually going to do for them. So making sure to explain that too. Hype up the experience of these products. So again, actively listening to their problems, ask even more deep-rooted questions, get to, oh, your hair's oily, just like we do in our VIP routine. And then explain what products are going to work for them, and break down the products as to why they're going to work for them. So this is where you want to know the packs like the back of your hand. Okay, you don't want to be like scrolling through like, oh, I think you might like the overachiever product pack. What does that mean? Overachiever. Like, I've never been an overachiever. So what are you trying to tell me? Like, they don't get it, you guys. So we got to actually study these packs and just know like, okay, well, this specific one has these products in it. And since I'm suggesting these products to her, I'm going to give her these two options. At least two. You don't want to just give someone one option, right? Same thing like we do with our carts, with VIPs. They don't understand how much we know. So we need to make this clear. Like, how does this work? How does this work? You get as a business partner, you get a big bundle discount on your products. Big bundle is something they can actually understand more than just product pack, right? You're getting a big bundle discount as a business partner, the biggest discount that you can get. And bigger packs. So when we're selling, or not selling, when we're suggesting the different product packs, just like we do with our cards, give them a higher end option. Give them a higher end option. Of course, if it's actually like feasible and customizable for them, like if they can actually utilize it. But we want to explain the benefits of why a bigger bundle will benefit them, not only with their hair and or their skin, but it's going to attract more people and therefore more customers. And if there's someone that is, definitely after wanting to make an extra stream of income, and they're more money based, this is definitely something you want to highlight. Well, I personally went with a larger bundle, because I want to dabble a little bit into hair and skin, but this will also have an opportunity for me to talk more with people on, different products. I really like the analogy actually when I heard this on a call. Think of it like when you go to a baseball game and there's a guy outside with his stand and he's selling like ice cold water, right? But then there's a guy on another corner who is selling water, hot dogs, pretzel, beer. Like, you're obviously going to go with that option because it just has more options for you. If we have time, because Alyssa, I just saw your question, I'm going to answer questions at the end, but I have like 7 minutes, so we'll get right to those. So the most important thing is that you just get started. So don't make it a money thing. Like, if they can't afford the larger packs, that's okay. That's when we say, like, look, that's all right. The most important thing right now is that you actually just start your business. So whatever is a little bit more budget friendly for you, let's make it happen. Let's make it work. Okay, so walk through with them each step. Okay, so that's why we're sending them the link and you're staying on the phone. You don't want to send them the link and then get off the phone, because who knows when or if they're even going to fill this out, right? So stay on the phone with them. Do not get off. And then we know that we go through all of the steps, and usually people ask about the social security number. I'm really liking the vibe of sending them the link and doing this with them. That way we're not awkwardly asking about their social security number. I don't feel awkward asking for it. I just make it a normal thing. Like, girl, this is, for your taxes. You're going to be making some money. It's a legit thing, blah, blah, blah. What's your social security number? So they can plug that in. Always remind them though, like, no dashes or else you're going to have to go all the way back. So things to say for them to keep moving forward in the process is, let me know when you get through the customized website option. This way you can stay on the phone. They're like, oh, okay, like, gotta fill this out. Okay, I'm there. Okay, perfect. Next step. Then you're going to get to that back office subscription thing, right? So that's for the pro website and the app, which you don't need. So that's another way, like, to stay on the phone and be like, okay, so what this is this, but you don't need it. What's going to happen is, as soon as you become a business partner, as soon as we sign you up today, you're actually going to have your own website and your login information. I'm going to help you navigate everything. Okay, so keep talking to them through this too. Not like deep conversation, but just kind of like little small talk while they're, plugging in their information, just to let them know that you're there. It's still friendly vibes. Products will be there in X amount of days. I'm gonna get you in on our training page, put you into our chat. When you're saying things like this, you're creating urgency. And I heard this from Daniel G. If there is no urgency, people will have no reason to sign up right now. How many times have we been on a potential call where people want to do this, but then they're like, all right, well, yeah, maybe like next Friday, or like they give you like this other time. Like, we really need to emphasize on the urgency of this. And by doing things like that, like preparing them for the next steps, it keeps their mind in the, okay, what's next? Okay, okay, let me get through this. So it's kind of psychological. Okay, but I really like that from Daniel G. I want to set your training call up for tomorrow or the next day while your products are on the way. Does that work for you? Ending with questions like this to hear them actually answer, like, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, great. We're moving forward. Now it's time to hit submit. And if we're already at the submit button, whether you've done this through sending the link or you're on the call with them and you're about to hit submit for them, sometimes there is an objection that comes up, and it's the money objection. Most of the time, it could be something else, right? But most of the time it is money objection. I think the biggest and most important thing here is trying to really understand and again, listen, read the room, read the energy. If we're on a face-to-face call, it's going to be much easier. Um, and really understand, is it money that you're worried about? We just went through all of this. We even talked about a product pack. So why all of a sudden, like, is it a money issue, right? So if they're saying, oh, well, I want to do this, I just don't have the money right now. Okay, do not be afraid to handle these objections on the phone call, you guys. Maybe even practicing objections, like having something, pull out a card if they say time, pull out a card if they say social media, like have all of this in the know. And this kind of goes back to telling your story too. It could be a feel felt found situation when it comes to this objection. Most of the time people are getting buyer's remorse before they even buy the product pack, or they're psyching themselves out one way or the other, right? Most of us can probably relate to that or know somebody that can relate to that. So something that you can ask, like, okay, money to the side, is this something that you want to do? Well, yeah, like I really want to do this. I'm so excited about it. So read her or him in this process because it's usually not the money. So what a friend of mine said is use your ace. I like this because it's like your card, like the last thing that you can use to help them get through the process. And that's the 30-day money back guarantee. We don't want to just throw that out there willy-nilly, you guys, because this is going to be what kind of makes someone feel a little bit more comfortable with signing up. Okay, so at that point, you can say, well, look, worst case scenario is, you try the products out, again, making this about the products. Worst case scenario is you try the products out, you're not a fan. Well, there's a 30-day money back guarantee. So there really is no risk. You can get this money right back on your card. Okay. Best case scenario is you do love the product and I can show you how to make $500 minimum in your first month of the business. Okay. Um, so again, the feel felt found, relate to their objection, and then ask, well, how fast do you want to get out of that situation? Again, know the what's in it for them, know the pain point. If it's a money thing, let's like say they're really tight on funds, they're in a lot of debt, they have just had all this car issue stuff. Like, well, how fast do you really want to get out of this situation? Gosh, like I want to get out of it ASAP. Well, then girl, we need to start right now. There is no other time to start. This is going to be what supplements you financially to help get out of your situation or whatever the objection is. Um, and then boom, new market partner. There it is. That's a wrap. And it's 8:30 right now on the dot, but Alyssa asked, would we send them multiple links or walk them through the options? No, you don't have to send them multiple links. When you send them the link to sign up, it should take them to the options of the product packs. So it's literally them picking out their product packs with you. Or I'm sorry, when you are asking them about the products and customizing the products for them, like you're treating it like a VIP, that's when you add that to the cart and then you send them that link. Like before you get to all of the information stuff, like filling out their address and all of that. Does anyone else have any questions real quick before we hop off?
Through this whole process, are three people always on the phone? Like even if the link is being sent, or maybe if they're doing it over the phone, like verbally, when does the upline get off, or does the upline stay on it all the time?
Upline's on the phone call the whole entire time. Yep. And you guys, the purpose of an upline being on the phone call is it's third party validation. Um, Odds are these people might know you or they might know of you through through social media. They might see what you're doing, but what if they don't relate to you? Or what if they need to hear another story? What if they need to see someone else doing not better than you, but maybe have more credentials or have been doing this longer? My man, Freddie, like this is something that they do in personal training as well. Like this is just a thing. This is not to make anyone feel like they can't host a call by themselves. It really is the three-way potential call. It really is a team effort. And I've actually, it's so funny because in the beginning of my business, I was kind of like, well, I'm ready right now. And my upline at the time was like, well, we need to schedule it for 2 days later. And I'm like it, you're the only one in a rush. Okay. That is what I learned. The people on the other phone, unless they're like, I'm ready to go, let's rock and roll, get on the phone and sign them up. Get on the phone and sign them up. If they were to say, well, I kind of have this, let me call my upline. Oh girl, you got to talk to so and so. Let me get them. The third party validation is so key in the whole process. I forget what Freddie calls it, but he always, oh gosh, when he sees one of his team members about to close a sale, it's like him coming in and like basically helping out. I don't know. But that is what I have for you guys. And I hope you guys liked that. I even learned so much through this training, and it was really, really good. So I'm really excited to implement a lot of this stuff. And let's just keep the momentum going. You guys invite people to the party. And let's get on the next call. I'll see you guys there.